Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Face the Music. Glad that you're here. Hey, look, I'm excited about today because, lately I've been listening to this audio book. It's a biography on the life of the Eagles and the band and how they got started from the very beginning all the way to today. And so far I've gotten about about a quarter way through. It's really, really interesting. And I remember thinking, I know about the Eagles, of course. I think most of us do. And, you know about their career and you know about all their big hits, especially with Hotel California, Peaceful, Easy Feeling, Take It Easy, all those great standards that we associate with the Eagles, Take It to the Limit, all those great songs. And, but I remember thinking, it's important not just to know, what's going on, with that part of their career, but how did they get there? How did they get from point A to point B? And so I wanted to go back and kind of revisit or actually visit some songs and some things that I'd never heard of before. And I remember as I was listening to this audiobook, the guy reading it was talking about Linda Ronstadt. And so she's part of this episode today, of course. But, way back in the day, the Eagles were actually part of her backing band. And and they performed with her later on as well. But, before they actually became the Eagles. And, so I remember thinking, okay, and so this guy was reading about Linda and, the Eagles and some song titles and stuff. And this song was a title that he mentioned, Silver Threads and Golden Needles, and I had never heard the song before, and I thought, well, this is crazy. I know a lot of this music and so forth, even from back in the 70s. I've never heard about this song before. So anyways, wanted to feature out here today because I think it's important for people who are fans of the Eagles and fans of this type of music to be able to not only learn about this music, kind of like with me. I know a lot of this music. I've been hearing it for years and years and years. Some songs, though, just like this one, new to me. I don't know how I ever missed it. And for those of you who know this music already and you're like, yeah, I've heard this before, I want you to be able to go back and revisit it and enjoy it as much as you ever did before. So anyways, no more talking. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. This is going to be a live performance of Linda Ronstadt with the Eagles backing her up. This is going to be Glenn Frey, Bernie Ledden, Randy Meisner, Don Henley on a song of Linda's called Silver Threads and Golden Needles.
We'd like to introduce someone who was very instrumental in putting our band, the Eagles, together, and also our favorite girl singer. Would you welcome Linda Ronstadt?
Glenn Frey.
But you think I should be happy with your money
go. Linda Ronstadt with the Eagles in, I think it's 1974, and Silver Threads and Golden Needles. And I hadn't heard that song until very, very recently, as far as I know. If I've ever heard it when I was a kid, maybe, way back in the day, then I just really don't remember it at all. But that was great to hear. It's a great song and a great performance by, of course, superstar Linda Ronstadt in the Eagles before they really broke out as the Eagles, right? I mean, but you saw all the Eagles on there. I mean, when I say all the Eagles, Glenn Frey introducing Linda. You saw Randy Meisner over there on stage. You saw Bernie Ledden singing on her left side. One of the original Eagles. You saw Don Henley on drums, and then on the steel guitar, over there on the side, on the other side of Bernie was Don Felder. By that time, I think he'd already joined the Eagles, and so this was 1974. So 2 years later is when they broke out with their big, huge hit album, Hotel California, written, of course, music-wise, I believe, by Don Felder, and the lyrics, I think, was contributed by Don Henley. But anyways. Great song, great performance. And again, when I'm going through and I'm listening to this audiobook and I'm kind of going back to the original history of the Eagles, I mean, we all know about how they, where they are today and where they, went to with all their great big smash hits. But I wanted to go back and see what were they like back in the day. I love to see this old footage of them, with of course, Ledden and Meisner. Meisner, of course, unfortunately passed away last year. But, just to hear and to see them perform as they were back then, I think there was a place for that. I think that's something that we should not forget. If you're a music fan, it should be something we should be able to go back and check out and be interested in, because, today's music just doesn't cut it for me, for the most part. This is really where it's at for me. These actual musicians that can play that, and it's kind of interesting too. One thing I, just popped in my head, and I was thinking about like what I heard on that so far when I'm going through this audiobook on the Eagles, where I don't know who said it, maybe Don Henley said it, somebody said it, where like him and Glenn Frey, they were the lyricists of the group. They didn't, he wasn't a great drummer. He said Glenn Frey wasn't a great musician. They could write the songs. Bernie Ledden and Randy Meisner, they were the musicians. They were the ones who could pick up just about any instrument and play it super well. So it's kind of cool to go back. It really is actually cool to go back and see them doing that live in concert. Back when if this was 1974, I was only 4 years old, never saw them live in concert. So it's great to go back and be able to at least relive some of that through YouTube footage like this. Anyways, I really enjoyed that though, and I hope that you did as well. Well, that's it for today's episode. If you're not a subscriber, join my channel. Let's keep all this great music alive. Also, check down below in the playlist section. You can go in there, all my previous content's there. I'm sure you'll find other great music and artists and songs that you'll enjoy as well. Set up your notifications while you do that so that you'll never miss an episode when I drop a new one. I'll be dropping one again here very shortly. And come on back, because I have a lot more great content and music lined up for you. I'll see you next time right here on Face the Music. Take care.